Welcome back to our channel, my dear friends. I hope you are doing well and becoming stronger every single day. Today, I want to share a simple truth that can completely change the way you live. Life will never be perfect. There will always be problems, disappointments, failures, and unexpected challenges. Sometimes things will happen that are completely outside your control. You cannot control what other people say. You cannot control every situation. You cannot control every problem that comes into your life. But there is one thing you can always control: your response. The way you think, the way you speak, and the way you react will decide whether a problem makes you weaker or stronger. A calm mind can solve problems that an angry mind cannot. A positive attitude can find opportunities where others only see difficulties. Real strength is not having a perfect life. Real strength is staying calm, thinking wisely, and moving forward even when life becomes hard. Stay with me until the end, because today's lesson may change not your situation, but the way you face every situation. Let's begin. Lesson 1. You cannot control everything. Life does not always go the way we plan. Sometimes people disappoint us. Sometimes plans fail. Sometimes we lose an opportunity. Sometimes problems come without warning. At that moment, many people become angry and ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But the truth is, you cannot control everything that happens in life. You cannot control the weather. You cannot control the past. You cannot control other people's thoughts. You cannot force everyone to understand you. You cannot stop every problem from coming. Trying to control everything will only make you tired. Real peace begins when you understand the difference between what is in your hands and what is not. The situation may not be in your control, but your next action is. You may not control what someone says to you, but you can control how you answer. You may not control a sudden problem, but you can control whether you panic or think calmly. You may not control failure, but you can control whether you learn from it or give up. This is where your real power begins. Many people give too much power to outside events. One negative comment destroys their whole day. One mistake makes them feel useless. One difficult moment makes them believe their whole life is bad. But one event should not control your full mind. A problem is only one part of your life. It is not your whole life. When something goes wrong, stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Do not react quickly. Ask yourself, what can I control right now? Maybe you can control your words. Maybe you can control your attitude. Maybe you can control your next small step. Focus on that. This simple habit can protect you from many wrong decisions. An angry mind often makes the problem bigger. A calm mind looks for a solution. When you react with anger, you may say things you later regret. You may hurt someone. You may damage a relationship. You may make a small problem much worse. But when you stay calm, you give yourself time to think. Calm does not mean you are weak. It means you are strong enough to control yourself. Imagine that someone speaks badly to you. You have two choices. You can answer with anger and create a bigger fight, or you can stay calm, protect your peace, and answer wisely. The other person controls their words. You control your response. That is strength. A young man once missed an important interview because his bus broke down. At first, he became very angry. He wanted to shout at the driver and blame everyone. Then he stopped and asked himself, "Can my anger fix the bus?" The answer was no. So he called the company. explained the problem politely, and requested another time. Because he stayed calm and respectful, they gave him a new interview. He later got the job. The problem was outside his control, but his response was in his control. Always remember, you may not control what happens around you, but you can always choose what happens inside you. And before we start Lesson 2, please like this video because your one like gives me motivation to create more helpful videos for you. Lesson 2. Your response shapes your future. The same situation can create two completely different lives. It all depends on how you respond. Imagine that two people lose their jobs on the same day. The first person says, "My life is over. Nothing good will happen again." He spends his days complaining and blaming everyone around him. The second person feels sad too, but he says, "This is difficult, but I will not give up. I will learn something new and keep moving forward." Both people face the same problem, but their response was different. After a few months, the second person is growing, while the first person is still stuck. This is the power of your response. Life does not always ask, "What happened to you?" Life often asks, "What did you do after it happened?" Many successful people did not have an easy life. They faced failure, they faced rejection, they faced disappointment. But they did not let those moments decide their future. They chose to stand up again. Every problem gives you two choices. You can become bitter or you can become better. You can complain or you can learn. You can quit or you can keep going. The choice is always yours. Your response today is creating your tomorrow. If you respond with patience, you become stronger. If you respond with wisdom, you make better decisions. If you respond with hope, you keep moving forward even when the road is difficult. Remember, you cannot always choose your circumstances, but you can always choose your attitude. That choice is more powerful than you think. When something goes wrong, do not ask only, "Why did this happen?" Also ask, "What can this situation teach me?" Sometimes a difficult moment teaches you patience. Sometimes it teaches you courage. Sometimes it teaches you to become wiser than before. Every challenge can become a teacher if you are willing to learn. A young girl failed an important exam. She cried because she felt she had disappointed everyone. Then she made a decision. Instead of giving up, she studied harder, found her weak points, and tried again. The next year, she passed with excellent marks. Her success did not come because life became easier. It came because she chose a better response. Always remember, you cannot always choose your situation, but you can always choose the response that shapes your future. Lesson 3. Calm is a choice. Staying calm is not always easy. When someone hurts you, your first feeling may be anger. When a plan fails, you may feel worried. When life becomes difficult, your mind may start thinking about the worst result. But calmness is something you can choose and practice. Calm does not mean that you have no feelings. It means your feelings do not control your actions. You may feel angry, but you do not speak carelessly. You may feel afraid, but you do not panic. You may feel disappointed, but you do not make a quick decision. A calm person gives the mind time to understand the situation. This is very important because quick reactions often create bigger problems. One angry sentence can damage a strong relationship. One careless decision can create regret. One moment of panic can stop you from seeing a simple solution. That is why you should create a small space between the problem and your response. When something upsets you, pause. Take a slow breath. Count to 10. Drink some water. Move away for a few minutes if possible. These simple actions can help your mind become clear. You do not have to answer every message immediately. You do not have to win every argument. You do not have to prove yourself in every situation. Sometimes silence is the wiser response. Sometimes walking away protects your peace. Sometimes waiting before you speak saves a relationship. A calm mind can see what anger cannot see. It can understand another person's side. It can separate facts from fear. It can choose the right words. It can find a better way forward. You should also be careful about the thoughts you repeat. If you keep telling yourself, everything is going wrong, your stress will grow. Instead, say, this moment is difficult, but I can handle it step by step. Do not try to solve your whole life in one moment. Focus only on what needs your attention first. Peace grows when you stop carrying every problem at the same time. A woman once received a very rude message from a coworker. She became angry and wrote a harsh reply. Before sending it, she decided to wait for 10 minutes. After calming down, she read the message again and noticed that she had misunderstood part of it. She called the coworker, spoke calmly, and solved the problem in a few minutes. If she had sent the first reply, a small misunderstanding could have become a serious fight. Her calm response protected both her peace and her relationship. Always remember, calmness is not weakness. It is the strength to choose wisdom before emotion makes the decision for you. Lesson 4. Protect your mind from outside noise. Your mind is affected by what you allow inside it. Every day you hear many voices. People give opinions. Social media shows fear, anger, and bad news. Some people criticize you. Some people compare you with others. If you listen to everything, your mind can become tired and confused. That is why you must protect your inner peace. Not every opinion deserves your attention. Not every comment deserves a reply. Not every problem belongs in your heart. Sometimes, people speak from their own pain, fear, or anger. Their words may have more to do with them than with you. Do not carry every negative word as if it is the truth. Ask yourself, is this useful, or is this only disturbing my peace? If advice helps you improve, listen carefully. If words are only meant to hurt you, let them go. You do not need to prove yourself to everyone. You do not need to explain every choice. You do not need to win every argument. A peaceful mind knows when to speak and when to stay silent. You should also be careful about what you watch every day. If you spend hours watching negative content, your mind may begin to expect problems everywhere. If you keep comparing your life with others, you may forget your own progress. Choose content that teaches you, inspires you, and helps you think clearly. Your attention is valuable. Do not give it to everything. Make time for silence. Sit quietly for a few minutes. Take a walk without your phone. Pray, write your thoughts, or simply breathe slowly. Silence gives your mind a chance to rest. It helps you hear your own thoughts instead of always listening to the world. A calm life does not mean there is no noise around you. It means the noise does not control what happens inside you. Imagine a boat moving on the sea. Water around the boat is normal. The boat only sinks when the water enters inside it. Life is the same. Problems, criticism, and stress may exist around you, but they become dangerous when you allow them to fill your mind. Keep your heart strong. Keep your thoughts clear. Choose carefully what you allow inside. Always remember, You may not control the noise around you, but you can decide how much of it enters your mind. Lesson 5. Do not give every problem your energy. Not every problem deserves the same amount of attention. Some problems need action. Some problems need patience. And some problems need to be left alone. Many people become tired because they give too much energy to small things. A rude comment ruins their whole day. A small mistake stays in their mind for hours. A delayed message makes them feel worried. A simple disagreement becomes a big problem. When you give too much attention to every little issue, your mind becomes heavy. You begin to lose focus on the things that truly matter. That is why you must learn to ask, will this matter after 1 week? Can I do something about it? Is this worth losing my peace? These questions can help you use your energy wisely. Your energy is limited. You should not spend it on every argument, every negative person, or every situation you cannot change. Use your energy for your health. Use it for your goals. Use it for the people you love. Use it for finding solutions. Do not waste it by thinking again and again about things that have already happened. Sometimes, your mind keeps repeating the same painful moment. You remember what someone said. You imagine what you should have answered. You think about what could have happened differently. But repeating the moment does not change it. It only makes you feel the pain again. Learn the lesson, then release the event. You do not have to carry yesterday into every new day. There are also problems that need time. You may want an answer immediately. You may want everything to become clear today. But life does not always work that way. Some situations improve slowly. Some answers come later. Some things become clear only after you wait. Patience protects you from making choices in fear. When you do not know what to do, avoid creating more pressure. Give yourself time to think. You should also learn to choose your battles. You do not need to correct every person. You do not need to answer every false word. You do not need to enter every disagreement. Sometimes, proving your point costs more peace than it is worth. Walking away does not always mean you lost. Sometimes it means you understood that your energy is too valuable to waste. A strong person knows what deserves attention and what does not. They do not ignore serious problems, but they also do not make small matters bigger. They stay focused on what they can solve. They let go of what they cannot control. A man was driving to an important meeting when another driver suddenly moved in front of his car. He became angry and wanted to follow the driver and shout at him. Then he looked at the time and stopped himself. He understood that if he followed his anger, he might miss the meeting and damage his own future. So he took a deep breath and continued driving. The other driver forgot the moment quickly. The man protected his time, his peace, and his opportunity. Always remember, you cannot stop every problem from coming, but you can decide which problems are worthy of your time, attention, and energy. Lesson 6. Real strength comes from within. Many people believe that strength means having a perfect life. They think strong people never cry, never fail, never feel afraid, and never face difficult situations. But that is not true. Real strength does not come from having an easy life. Real strength comes from learning how to stay steady when life becomes difficult. Every person will face problems. You may lose something important. You may fail. You may be disappointed by someone you trusted. You may face days when nothing goes as you planned. These moments do not decide who you are. They only give you a chance to discover how strong you really are. When life becomes hard, many people immediately ask, "Why is this happening to me?" But a stronger question is, what can I learn from this? Every challenge teaches something. Failure teaches wisdom. Waiting teaches patience. Pain teaches compassion. Difficult days teach courage. If you are willing to learn, every challenge can make you a better person. Remember, your greatest strength is not outside you. It is inside you. No one can control your thoughts unless you allow them. No one can steal your peace unless you give it away. No one can decide your attitude except you. This is the power that every person has. Sometimes you may lose money. Sometimes you may lose an opportunity. Sometimes people may leave your life. But as long as you keep your hope, your courage, and your character, you have not lost everything. You still have the power to begin again. Never allow one bad day to make you believe that your whole life is bad. A bad chapter is not the end of the story. Keep turning the pages. Better days can still come. You also need to trust yourself. Many people wait for someone else to make them feel strong. They wait for encouragement. They wait for someone to believe in them. But one day, you must become your own source of strength. Speak kindly to yourself. Encourage yourself. Remind yourself of how far you have already come. You have survived difficult days before. You have solved problems before. You have stood up after failure before. If you did it once, you can do it again. Do not let fear make your decisions. Do not let anger control your words. Do not let worry steal today's peace. Choose faith instead of fear. Choose patience instead of panic. Choose hope instead of giving up. These choices may seem small, but they slowly build an unshakable mind. A strong mind is built one decision at a time. Every time you stay calm instead of reacting, you become stronger. Every time you forgive instead of holding hate, you become stronger. Every time you keep moving forward instead of giving up, you become stronger. Real strength is not about winning every battle. It is about refusing to quit, even when life becomes difficult. A small tree can be broken by a strong wind, but a large tree with deep roots stays standing because its strength is hidden beneath the ground. Your life is the same. People may not always see your patience. They may not see your self-control. They may not see your quiet courage. But these qualities are your roots. They keep you standing when the storms of life come. One day, a young woman lost her job. She felt worried and disappointed. For a few days, she allowed herself to rest, but she did not allow herself to lose hope. Instead of complaining, she used her free time to learn new skills, improve herself, and apply for better opportunities. Many companies rejected her. Still, she continued. Months later, she received a job that was better than the one she'd lost. People said, "You are lucky." But she knew the truth. It was not luck that changed her life. It was her response. She could not control losing the job, but she controlled her attitude, her actions, and her decision to never give up. That became her greatest strength. Always remember, life will not always be easy. But when you learn to control your mind instead of letting your circumstances control you, you become stronger than any challenge you face. You cannot always control what happens in your life, but you can always control how you respond. Life will test you. People may disappoint you. Plans may fail. Problems will come. But never let your circumstances decide your attitude. Stay calm when others panic. Stay kind when others become angry. Stay hopeful when life becomes difficult, because your greatest strength is not found in a perfect situation. It is found in a peaceful and powerful mind. If this video helped you, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Your support inspires us to create more videos that help people grow stronger every day. And before you go, answer this question in the comments. When life becomes difficult, what kind of person do you want to become? I would love to read your thoughts. Take care of yourself, protect your peace, choose your response wisely, and never let your situation control your future. I'll see you in the next video. Until then, stay calm, stay strong, and keep moving forward.